Hi everyone. I'm going to attempt to do a voiceover for this video. I've never done anything like that before, so I'm going to see if it works and I'm going to give it a shot. Here I'm working in my spiritual art journal. I haven't worked in it for a while, and right now I'm just putting down some gesso on a page, some of my homemade gesso. And then I think I'm going to go in. I dried it a little bit, as you can see, and then I think I go in with some of my brand new gelatos. I'm really enjoying working with them. I was checking the underside of the page to see if my gesso bled over, and it did kind of a little bit. And there's my new gelatos. And I'm going to blend them with a little bit of water, as you saw. I picked kind of a pretty orange color, sort of coral color, and used a little bit of water to kind of blend them around. That's sort of a real pretty lemony lime green, and then I think I go in with a little bit of purple, and again I blend them with water. And I really like working with these. They're new, and I've not worked with them very much, but they're really fun to work with. So I'm getting a kick out of that, and these are a real shimmery, glimmery set that I was able to get. So little orange and purple and sort of a limey, yellowy green color, and blended them with water. Now I'm picking out some ink. I want to do some stamping on the background, and I'm picking out some ink. I think I finally decided to go with that green, that last one you saw there, and I've got some musical notes background stamp that I'm going to use. So I'm just putting that down kind of randomly on the page. You can't see it, I notice, at all there, maybe just a touch, but I kind of go over it a couple different places randomly, and you can look at it, or see it actually, sorry, whenever you see the piece actually in person or see the page, you can actually see the stamping then on it. And trying to discover what I'm doing here. Looks like I got my black stays on out, and oh, I picked out some little bottle caps, little plastic caps, and I'm kind of going with some random circles in different sizes, smaller, medium, and large, and sort of added that onto it with my black stays on. And I kind of like how the circles came out. And then I have this favorite little stamp that has little teeny tiny stars all over it. It's just a little tiny background stamp, and I picked a pretty blue, kind of a peacock blue ink to put on the background next. I really like that peacock blue color ink. It's very pretty. Now I have my white jelly roll pen, and I'm going around the circles, the smaller ones, with white. But it doesn't seem to want to work very well. It's not writing fluidly on this surface for whatever reason. So I try my Sharpie, which is brand new. I'm attempting to get it open here in this portion, and I tried it out a little bit on some scrap paper and couldn't get it to work right away, but it seems to be doing better than the jelly roll pen and showing up a lot better. I'm not sure if I like the tip of it. It's a little bit, it's not fine enough tip for me. So and then it looks like I've got some cardstock here, and I'm going to just go ahead and write the verse out, or part of the verse that it's a portion of the verse, and it is just give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His mercy endures forever. I had such a rough time with all my move. I know people probably think, well, what was so terrible about it? What was so awful about it? But I had 3 cats to move, and I have a very strong fear of driving in certain situations, like if it's on a lot of highways or freeways, back streets, and town or little city traffic doesn't bother me, but freeways and highways bother me very much. So it was a lot of prayer that got me through my trip. So that's one of the reasons why I'm giving thanks. And so I just wrote my sentiment on this pretty green cardstock, and as you can see, cut it out, and kind of going around and making the edges a little bit smoother, circular, not such sharp corners is what I'm trying to say. And so I kind of like how they turned out, and now I'm kind of sort of seeing how I want them to go. I wrote the letters in kind of an orangey colored marker, and I just sort of placed them on there kind of how I thought they should be, and decided that they needed to be inked around the edges, and so I got my little tub of my homemade ink dabbing tools. I don't know, that's not quite the right word for them, but Tim Holtz has them. And I noticed that I didn't have one for the color of ink I wanted to use, so I proceeded to make one, which all of mine are homemade anyway. What I'm doing there is taking one of the makeup wedges, and I cut it sort of into a ball shape. Not completely, but sort of into a ball shape. I put a tiny little bit of glue on one of the round makeup sponges, and I'm just adding a little bit of glue around it to sort of get it into the shape that you see there, that little shape that looked like kind of a flower. It makes it easier to get it into the dauber holder, which is the bottom of a air freshener, one of those little air freshener kits. It's the lid for that. Like a Bath and Body, one of the little air freshener things that you put. Anyway, that's what I use as a cap like that, and I just put glue down in it and stuff the makeup sponges down in there, and you see there that it works very well. So I inked around all of my letters there, and I think here's where I decide, yeah, I think I decided I would go over them again with one of my glitter Jelly Roll pens, and it's really pretty. It's a kind of a sparkly, sort of a coppery, goldy coppery color, and it looked real pretty on that orange. So that's what I decided to do with all of the letters then. And again, then after I'm done with all of them, I just kind of lay them out, I believe, on there just to see where I might want everything to sit. I forgot to say that I picked that really pretty peacock blue color to ink the edges of my words. And so I just, this is where I decide that I need some more interest in my background. I wasn't happy with it, so I have a little stamp set there, and it has a tiny little butterfly, and I absolutely love these clear stamps. I don't have hardly any of them, and I I just love them. I think they're so fun and easy to work with. Excuse me. So I just used my black stays on again, and I took just the little butterfly and went around randomly kind of on the page here and there, and put some butterflies down. Excuse me again. And I kind of liked that a little better, but I think I ended up, what did I do next? Pardon me. I decided I would go in with some orange circles. So I got some orange ink, and I decided I'd go in with some orange circles. So I noticed you can't see those very well either from this angle. I was filming this in the evening, and my lighting, I kept getting shadows, and anyway, what I'm doing here is I got some glittery Mod Podge, which I am so excited to have, and I was testing it out with the marker that I used for my words, my letters, my lettering, and I was also testing it out to see if it would make it run or anything like that. And you can see there where I tested it, and it looked like it was going to be very stable, so I was happy about that. So let me see, what did I do next then? Oh, I found some washi tape in my stash that just had a lot of the colors that I had in my background, and I thought it was so pretty and would maybe give it some more interest. So I put some of the washi tape down, just kind of in sort of geometric patterns, and then I started just gluing on my lettering, and you can see it there. I know I was out of frame there. It's a little better. And but I'm just gluing on my lettering with some turbo tacky glue is what that is in that little tube, and I really like that. It has a pretty fine little tip, and it's easy to hold like a pen. I think I just got it at Walmart, I think, but anyway, I really like it. But there, I've put down my lettering there, and I checked again on the back side to see, and I went ahead and took some marker to go around the page, my previous page, where the white gesso kind of bled over there. So, and then I decided I would doodle a little bit around the edges of my page, just to kind of bring your eye to the center. So I doodled around the outside of the edge, and I dried it a bit, and then I decided I'd go around my circles a little bit more. I got my little jelly roll pen to work a little bit better, and I went around my circles a little bit more to see how that would go. And then I'm coming in with my glittery Mod Podge, which, oh, that is going to be a lot of fun to work with. So I'm excited that I have that, and of course it worked very well. So I'm pretty sure that I gave it a dry with my heat tool a little bit, and there I'm showing some of the sparkle and saying bye-bye, and thank you for watching. God bless you.